Welcome back to Medinare. In this video, let's discuss about child psychology. Psychology is a scientific study of human mind and its functions, especially those affecting behavior in a given context. Whereas child psychology is a science or study of child's mind and how it functions. It is also the science that deals with the mental power or an interaction between conscious and subconscious elements in a child. So basically, we need child psychology in order to treat a child properly. In order to treat a child properly, we need to know how the child is behaving. We need to know what the child's mindset is. In order to know the child's mindset, we definitely we need to understand the psychology of that child. And several theories have been put forth in order to understand the child's psychology. And it can be listed and classified in various ways, but it can be compiled as this, like psychodynamic theories and theories of learning and development of behavior. The theories which come under psychodynamic theories are psychoanalytical theory, psychosocial theory, and cognitive theory. And theories of learning and development of behavior are classical conditioning theory, operant conditioning theory, hierarchy of needs, and social learning theory. We'll see all these theories in detail in each videos, and this video is specifically going to concentrate on psychoanalytical theory. Psychoanalytical theory is also known as psychosexual theory. It has been put forth by a scientist called Sigmund Freud in 1905. He is an American physician and also known as the father of modern day psychiatry. He said that body has two types of neurons, which are fine neurons, which are concerned with conditions of emotions, and sign neurons, which are concerned with storage of such emotions. He basically compared human mind to an iceberg. The smaller part which we can see above the surface of the water represents the conscious mind or the conscious experience, and the larger base which is below the water level represents the unconscious storehouse of impulses, passion, which is unconscious mind. The conscious mind represents to what we are paying attention at the moment. It includes only our current thinking process and objects of attention and constitutes a very large part of our current awareness. He also told about preconscious mind, which involves ordinary memory and knowledge, like things which we are aware of but we are not constantly paying attention to those things. But can we deliberately bring them into the conscious mind by focusing? And the third part is unconscious or subconscious mind, is where the process and the content are out of direct reach of conscious mind. It consists of that part of our mind which thinks and acts independently, acts as a dump box for our urges, feelings, ideas, and exerts influence on our action and our conscious awareness. So only 10% of the iceberg is visible, right? That is conscious, and the remaining 90%, which is beneath the surface of the water, is unconscious mind. He also proposed a psychic model or psychic triad which constitutes of three components, which are id, ego, and superego. Now let's get to know each one of them in detail. So let's start with id. Id is the most primitive part of personality. It is the basic structure of personality which serves as a reservoir of instincts or their mental representative. It is present at birth and it strives for immediate pleasure and gratification. So it works on pleasure principle. For example, a child wants food irrespective of the external circumstances. Whatever may be happening around, it needs what it needs. The next component is ego, and it develops out of id, and it develops in 2nd to 6th month of life. When it happens when the infant begins to distinguish between itself and the outside world, and it is basically based on the principle of reality. Id was based on pleasure principle, and ego is based on reality principle. It is concerned with memory and judgment. It is developed right after birth and expands with age, and it delays, modifies, and controls id impulses on a realistic level. For example, the child may need food, but the child can understand what is happening around, that parents are working now. We'll get our food after half an hour. So the child can able to differentiate. So therefore, hunger must wait until food is given. The third component is superego. Here, the child has an internalized representation of the values and morals of the society as taught to the child by parents and others. It is essentially an individual conscience and it judges whether the action is right or wrong. It is the prohibition learned from the environment. As I said, it is the internalized control which produces the feeling of shame and guilt. So, in id is where the child fantasizes everything and it needs it right away. And in ego, the child develops a feeling of self awareness. And in superego, the child will know what moral values are. So, in order to summarize the three components, consider a child is not knowing the answer in an exam and it needs to copy. Each component will say, I want it now. I want to copy. That's it. But the ego component will say that I need to do a bit of planning to get it. It said it is fantasizing and it needs whatever it needs right away, right? So it said, I want it now. But ego said ego has self awareness and it said, I need to do a bit of planning, otherwise, I will get caught. The third component is superego, which is saying that you cannot have it. It's not right. You cannot do that. Right? So it's telling it knows the moral values. Copying an exam is not right, so you cannot do it. So superego will tell the child that stop it. You should not do it. You know, you write whatever you know. So this is the three components of the psychic triad or the psychic model which Sigmund Freud tried to explain. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys found it helpful. Do like this video and subscribe to Medinare for more. Thanks for watching.